While I was in Tennessee, my well pump went out, keeps tripping the breaker. So whether it's the pump or an electrical issue with the motor, I'm not sure. I just don't feel like playing around with it, so I'm just going to replace it. We found this red line pump on Amazon. It was comparable. The fitting sizes were a little different, but I think it'll work fine. It's a little less expensive, but since this pump is primarily used for irrigation, I'm not overly concerned about it. So I'm going to start here on the bench with getting my fittings ready to go. Let's get started. Inside this cover, you'll see the positive and negative terminals indicated by the white arrows that will bring electrical wiring to from the pressure switch that will mount later on. But first, I'm going to arrange these fittings that I need while I have the pump on the workbench. It makes it a lot easier than trying to do it in the pump house. Plumbing videos seem to get everybody riled up. So to make it clear, I am not a professional plumber. I just get by because I'm knowing a few things. I made a mistake towards the end of this video that I decided to include because it was laziness, and it'll be something that you'll know not to do. Also something that I learned from someone else. So this is the tree I'm going to use to go up on the top of the pump here. That's going to be the pressure valve, and then on the left side there would be what I'm going to use to prime the pump. Sorry that the video is a little high there, but you'll see here soon enough. Teflon tape. So a long time ago, a plumber on a job site taught me on all the threaded joints, use tape first and then thread sealant second. Makes a better joint. With all the pieces that I can prep ahead of time, I'm ready to start moving on to the electrical wiring. Brought in the positive and negative from the pressure switch on those terminals I showed you earlier, and then grounded it. Now we got to remove the old pump. So I run into a small problem here. This is the old pipe that comes from the old pump that hooks to the bottom of this pressure switch. That's how the pump turns on and off. So after looking up all the directions from the manufacturer, so on and so forth, I can't find where there is a port for this to be on this pump. So I got, this is the fill plug, or the priming plug, and then there on the front of the casing there's a drain plug. I don't want to connect it to either one of those, even though I put this ball valve on here for priming the pump. I still don't want to hook something to that. So I think my resolution is to put this T in here, and then bring it up from the bottom of here. I'm going to get these compression fittings on this 1/4-inch copper line so I can get the length correct and then cut it. As usual, don't forget your Teflon tape and your thread sealant. Break time. Again, I'm going to finish tightening all these joints up because it's much easier to do on this workbench than it is to do inside the pump house. Time to wire up the pressure switch. You're going to need a proper cable connector that fits the knockout hole. In my case, it's a 1/2 inch, and the lock nut to secure it inside. So if you don't have a pair of these, I would absolutely recommend getting them. Fantastic tool. No more stripping wires and worrying about cutting, some of the individual strands off. And it's got a little gauge here that goes back and forth so that you can strip each one of your wires exactly the same. I'm going to set mine about there. All right, this is the ground wire that comes in from the plug. I've already grounded the pump to the pressure switch previously. I get the pump connected to the well line here after I prime all the joints, of course, with purple primer. But what I forgot to show is the connection to the supply line that goes to all the sprinklers. So you're looking at the contacts inside the pressure switch. As soon as the pump built up its pressure, it shut itself off. I'm all done. The pump is functioning properly with one exception. Unfortunately, I have a small leak in the last joint I glued together. This image is of that joint after I cut it loose for the repair. As you can see, it didn't line up properly. Since I glued it very well, it's more than likely the problem. I learned an awesome trick from another guy on YouTube on how to remove a glued solvent joint without damaging the fitting. I'll include that channel in the description. He used a hole saw in his video for a much larger diameter pipe. I used a deep socket for the 3/4 pipe in this video. All you have to do is heat up the socket with the torch, and stick it inside the fitting for a couple minutes, and then grab that fitting with a pair of pliers and just twist it right out. Worked like a charm.
Open the valve.
I'm going to skip the regluing of all the pipes from my lazy mistake. It's painful enough to begin with. I don't need to relive it here too. So I got the valve open here and priming the pump, filling all the pipes and the pump casing with water.
Dry.
All right, we're going to function test this real fast. Speed this up. Turn the water on. This will take several seconds, so I'm going to speed this up. Pump's on. And turn the water back off. Once it gets up to pressure, it should shut back off.